First, I'd like to thank Quebec, thank Montreal, everybody that participating, and also, letting everyone know, broadcasting it about this fight. David Lemieux, Saunders, y'all come behind a lot of stuff, a lot of good stuff, fortunately for boxing in the middleweight division. And they both have the goods to carry on in the next year, 2018, with excitement of the middleweight division, what's going to happen next in 2018. So when I look at this fight, like the end of the year, books are closing, and we're going in and getting ready, really, mostly all the promoters and networks are getting ready for the calendar, or at least got the first 2 months already figured out, January, February. And like reading a good book or a book, period, until you know it's good, you got to read it. And you got to go to the first part of the book, you got to open it, you got to read it, and then you got to get to the end. Well, we at the end. And most of us will admit that the end of the book is what you remember the most. So let's look at this as the end of the year. And you got two guys that styles really go together. You heard it from Frank Warren, you heard it from Eric Gomez, and I couldn't agree more that when you have that type of skill and you have that type of matchups, you're going to have fireworks. Anyone that underestimates Frank Warren bringing a fighter from wherever he brings them from, whether it's home or whether it's here, you gotta take that seriously. I know from experience that they ain't come here to lay down, they ain't come here to give anything away. So our fighter, David Lemieux, know that he must be at his best and some. And so I gave the blessing, as I gave it just now, to the middleweight division that's still in the sport highlight of all the divisions. And it's their chance now to set themselves aside to be the superstar of that division. But they have to get past the test come Saturday. And HBO, I like to say to Peter Nelson while he's here. When I met Peter, he said, I want to do big fights, and I want to do the best fights, and I want to look at the talent that's in every division. He lived up to that, and I say in this person in front of all y'all, that to make all the pieces work, it's like bringing a puzzle to a board that need to be put together. Whether it's the manager, Eye of the Tiger, whether it's Golden Boy, whether it's the networks, promoters, there's 3 or 4 promoters up here. Joe DeGuire, who's a good friend. Frank just mentioned how he respects me, and I respect him, even though we was on the other side of the table many times. But at the end of the day, we in a room where you got multiple players that brought pieces that's valuable, that's pieces that's relevant to make this happen. That's why it's crowded like this. That's why y'all are excited, I believe, or I want to believe. And so it's their job now. But Peter Nelson have lived up, as far as I'm concerned, and this ain't overstretching it. I'm just being who I always been. I'm a straight shooter. And for all this to work from the beginning of the year to now at the end, and the year before that, there's more to come. That's the good, scary part, that there's more to come. So Lemieux and Saunders, the baton is in your hands. Go into next year knowing that you are representing the middleweight division, a historic middleweight division. Goes all the way back, just like boxing, 100-plus years. So I'll say to the fighters on the undercard, because I'm not going to exempt y'all from what's happening. What y'all should learn right now, you're not the main, but you have an opportunity to be the main conversation on people's lips after Saturday night. You understand? So be in good contest with yourself and everything else around you, and set yourself aside. So the undercard, the main event, and anything in the middle, you strive for what you want to strive. So I'm motivating everybody to understand that. So if you believe that, then let's see Saturday night. Have a good show. Enjoy it, everybody, and get ready for 2018 Golden Boy and HBO and everybody else is involved. We got some more coming for you. Thank you.